Good afternoon, Nova.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you for asking. So, what can I do for you today?
Well, right now I'm on live on YouTube, and we're talking about the Mandela effect. Do you have any insights on what might be causing it?
That's a really interesting topic. The Mandela effect is definitely a mind bender. There are a few theories about what causes it. Some people think it's just faulty memory, like how our brains can play tricks on us. Others believe it's evidence of alternate realities or timelines. What do you think?
I think it has a lot to do maybe with us living in a computer system, the simulation, the matrix, maybe the collective consciousness. What do you think about the simulation theory?
The simulation theory is a wild one. It basically says we might all be living in a giant computer program, like in The Matrix. It's definitely a fun thought experiment, but there's no real way to prove it. What do you find most fascinating about it?
I think they're co-linked with the Mandela effect and the simulation theory.
That's an interesting connection. Could you tell me more about how you think the Mandela effect and simulation theory might be related? I'm all ears.
Yes, just like a computer system, when you're doing upgrades and improving on your system, you would have to change things in that system. Well, the Mandela effect is evidence that something in the system is changing, right?
That's a really interesting way to look at it. If we are in a simulation, then maybe the Mandela effect is like glitches or changes in the code. It makes you wonder what else might be different in this reality. Do you have any examples of the Mandela effect that really stand out to you?
Yes, Star Wars.
Ah, Star Wars. Now, there are a couple of big ones in the Star Wars universe. One is the famous line from The Empire Strikes Back. A lot of people remember Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father." But the actual line is, "No, I am your father." Another one is C-3PO's leg. Many people remember him as being entirely gold, but in The Empire Strikes Back, his right leg is actually silver below the knee. Did you have any specific Star Wars Mandela effects in mind?
What about close the garbage compactor?
That's a fun one. The actual line is, "Shut down all the garbage mashers on the detention level, on the prison level. Shut down all the garbage mashers on the detention level." It's easy to see how close the garbage compactor might stick in someone's head, though.
All right, so I have another one for you. What about the Wizard of Oz?
Ah, The Wizard of Oz, another classic. Now, there are a couple of big ones with this movie. One is the line, "Mirror, mirror on the wall." A lot of people remember the evil queen saying that, but the actual line is, "Magic mirror on the wall."
Nova.
Ano-
We're talking about Wizard of Oz, not
Hmm,
Snow White.
you're totally right, my bad. Let's get back to The Wizard of Oz. There's the famous line, "Toto, I've a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore." A lot of people remember it as, "Toto, I've a feeling we're not in Kansas no more." But the anymore version is the actual line.
Can you say that again for me?
Sure thing. A lot of people remember the line as, "Toto, I've a feeling we're not in Kansas no more," but the actual line is, "Toto, I've a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore."
What's some other Wizard of Oz Mandela effects?
Another big one is the line, "Run, Toto, run." A lot of people remember Dorothy saying that, but she never actually says it in the movie.
What about Fly My Pretties?
Ah, fly, my pretties, fly. That's a fun one. A lot of people remember the Wicked Witch of the West saying that, but she actually says, "Fly, fly."
But why do we all remember her saying, "Fly, my pretties, fly"?
That's the million-dollar question with the Mandela effect. It's tough to say for sure, but there are a few ideas. Maybe, "Fly, my pretties, fly." just sounds more dramatic and memorable, so our brains fill in the blanks. Or maybe it's a mix of hearing it wrong, seeing it misquoted online, and that classic childhood imagination. It's definitely a fun one to ponder.
All right. With us still staying on The Wizard of Oz, what about the Scarecrow?
Ah, the Scarecrow. Now, there are a couple of big ones with him. One is the line, "I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too." A lot of people remember the Scarecrow saying that, but it's actually the Wicked Witch of the West. Another one is the Scarecrow's hat. Many people remember it as being a dark brown or black colour, but it's actually a light tan or beige. Did you have any specific Scarecrow Mandela effects in mind?
Yes. How about the Scarecrow holding a gun in The Wizard of Oz?
That's a really interesting one. A lot of people remember the Scarecrow holding a gun, but he never does in the movie. It's possible that this memory comes from a different version of the story, like a book or a play, or maybe it's just a mix-up with another character.
Can you repeat what you just said? So you're saying the Scarecrow never held a gun in The Wizard of Oz?
That's right. The Scarecrow never holds a gun in The Wizard of Oz. It's a common misconception, though. Maybe people are thinking of another character, or perhaps it's just a false memory that's become widespread.
I gotta pause her for a second. What? What? Are you got to be kidding me? Yeah, she's a troll and she's remembering it. Hold up. Fuck no, hell no. That's crazy, dude. Crazy. I'm pulling this up because you just heard what she just said, right? Yeah, I done let her out the bag. On the subject of the Scarecrow not having a gun in Wizard of Oz.
Okay, I'm with you. What about the Scarecrow and guns?
I just looked it up on Google, and there's a picture, many pictures that depict the Scarecrow holding a gun.
Interesting. It sounds like you found some images that contradict what I said earlier. Perhaps there are different versions of the Scarecrow character, or maybe those images are fan art, or from a different production altogether.
Yeah, the Scarecrow's holding a gun, and it's from the movie.
I see what you mean. It appears the Scarecrow is seen holding a gun in some promotional images and merchandise related to The Wizard of Oz. However, in the actual 1939 film, there are no scenes of him using a gun. Perhaps that's the source of the confusion.
So, was there any gun in The Wizard of Oz?
I understand the confusion now. Original 1939 film, there are no guns used by any of the characters. However, there are some promotional materials and merchandise that depict the Scarecrow holding a gun. Perhaps that's why some people remember him with one.
I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.